So we need to remember one more point, that the muscle cells do not have the power of division and regeneration. That means no more muscle gain is possible. Muscle cells cannot be added to the body. And remember that muscles contract after receiving at least the threshold level, that means a certain amount of minimum level, threshold level of the stimulus, and then they undergo a period of refraction, during which they undergoes relaxation or recovery. Now, types of the muscles are basically three types: striated muscle, which are also called as the stripped muscle or skeletal muscle or the voluntary muscles. The second category is the smooth muscle or unstripped muscle or non-striated muscle, also called as visceral muscle, also called as the involuntary muscles. And the third category is the cardiac muscles. So let's do a comparative study of all of them. Let's start with the first one, and that is the smooth muscles. So the smooth muscles, or the non-striated which are also called as the unstripped involuntary visceral muscles, are found in the posterior portion of esophagus, stomach, intestine, lungs, your urinary genital tracts, urinary bladder, blood vessels, iris, ciliary body of the eyes, dermis of the skin. That means all those portions where human does not have the willpower to cause movement of the muscle, all those areas have smooth muscles. They consist of long, narrow, I have drawn the diagram here. They are made up of long, narrow, spindle-shaped fibers, which are generally shorter than the striated muscles. So these muscles are longer compared to these one. Their size ranges from 20 microns to 500 microns in a pregnant lady. So generally 20, or it's mentioned here 40 to 80 micron is the length of on an average. And then they are 6 to 7 micron in the width. Remember, they grow very much big in size in the case of a pregnant lady. That means I'm talking about the uterus muscle, or the muscular bag in which the new life is developing for 9 months. So that muscle will be the largest smooth muscle in a human body. That muscle is also called as myometrium, because metrium word is used for womb or uterus, and myo word is used for the muscle. So muscle found in the metrium is called as the myometrium. Now each muscle fiber in the case of the smooth muscle contain a single oval nucleus. You can see the shape I have drawn, and the position is in the center. A single centrally placed nucleus is there, and in the cytoplasm, myofibrils are arranged. So there will be large number of fibers arranged lengthwise, arranged parallel to one another, and they are composed of a protein which is called as myosin. This topic will come in human physiology when we will talk about the locomotion chapter. Protein, how do these proteins function? And there is no sarcolemma. However, fiber is enclosed by a different type of plasma membrane. So a different type of membrane is there which surrounds them. Remember that these help in the main topic of there is the peristalsis. We all know in 10th class we have done that food pipe through which the food goes down, that involuntary movement is the main function of these muscles. So their main function is to help in peristalsis. And remember, peristalsis is not something only in the food pipe. It occurs in many other pipes which we will be learning even in the 12th class. So reproductive pipes also. So there are many ducts in our body where involuntary motion is required, and that motion is called as peristalsis. Now these muscles are controlled by autonomous system. Autonomous means something in 10th you have done. It's a part of the central nervous system which is not in our control. So it is called as autonomous nervous system, and hence these muscles are not under the willpower of an animal or not under the willpower of a human. Functionally they are of two types. I have already mentioned here, single unit and multi-unit. So those muscles, smooth muscle, which function all together would be called as single unit, and those which function separately are called as the multi-unit one. So single unit smooth muscles have fibers that are closely joined together with the help of cytoplasmic bridges. Now bridges bring us to the topic of epithelial tissue. If you remember, cells are attached with the help of bridges here, and that these muscles contract simultaneously as a single unit. That's why it is called as single unit smooth muscles, and they occur in the wall of the hollow organs of your gastrointestinal tract or the alimentary canal. Multi-unit smooth muscles have the fibers which are not closely joined with each other, so they contract more or less independent of one another, and they occur in the dermis of skin. You must have felt sometime there are some portions of your body which will show goosebumps. So that doesn't occur everywhere, or it occurs in a sequence. Reason is but they function as multi-unit smooth muscles. Now remember that these muscles have myogenic excitation. That means you do not have control over this excitement, and the muscles will be and if they are present as multi-unit, then they will be neurogenic in excitement. These are present in bundles or sheath. These are found in the individual manner. Gap junctions are present in this one. They are found in the iris and the ciliary body. Urinary bladder, stomach, intestine, nictitating membrane of the body. They are found even in the large blood vessels of the body. So these are the portions where smooth muscles are present, and these are the portions where we don't have any control over. That's why these muscles are called as smooth muscle. Remember, gap junctions are present here, plus intercellular bridges are also present here. We can learn few more points, like for example, there is less supply of blood, or you can say vasculature is less in this smooth muscle, and even the number of mitochondria would be less in the smooth muscle because they function very much slowly. They are not that fast in contraction, except some muscles like the iris muscle contracts very fast according to the amount of light entering or leaving the entering the eye. Otherwise, maximum of these muscles work very slowly, so they have less number of mitochondria, less amount of glycogen. These are the reason that these are called as the smooth muscles.